Assalamu alaikum. Myself, Dr. K.R. Mohamed Sufiyan, Assistant Professor and Research Supervisor, PG and Research Department of Commerce, Abdul Hakim College, Melusha. So, greetings of the day to all the viewers. Today, we are going to discuss the topic on the subject services marketing. That is, what is meant by quality of service, what are the dimensions of service quality, what are the causes of service quality problems, and how to improve the service quality. So, before diving on to the topic, let us discuss what is meant by quality of that is service quality. Service quality is a measure of how an organization delivers its services compared to the expectations of the customers. Customers purchase services as a response to specific needs. They either consciously or unconsciously have certain standards and expectations for how a company's delivery of services fulfills those needs. A company with high service quality offers services that match or exceeds its customers' expectations. So, with this background, let us move on to the dimensions of service quality. Service quality is a critical component of customers' perception that will be dominant element in customer evaluation. In cases where customers' service or services are offered in combination with a physical product, service quality may also be very critical in determining customer satisfaction. Customers judge their quality of service on their perception of the technical outcome and how was the outcome delivered. For example, a legal service client will judge the quality of outcome or how the court case was delivered and also the quality of the process. Process quality also includes such things as a lawyer's timeliness, the responsiveness in returning phone calls, his empathy for the client, his courtesy and interviewing skills. Similarly, a restaurant customer will judge the service on customers' perception of the meals and how the meal was served and on how the employees interacted with the customers. Some researchers found that customers consider the following 5 dimensions in their assessment of service quality, and these dimensions they are called as service quality dimensions, and they are as follows. Number 1, reliability. Number 2, responsiveness. Number 3, assurance. 4, empathy. And fifth, tangibles. Now we will dive on to the details of each of the service quality dimensions. First, we will take up the reliability. This dimension is shown to have the highest influence on the customer perception of quality. It is the ability to perform the promised service dependably and accurately by the service provider. When service delivery fails the first time, a service provider may get a second chance to provide the same service in the phased manner called recovery. The expectations of the customer are usually higher during the recovery phase than before because of the initial failure. Thus, the service provider is likely to come under great scrutiny, thereby increasing the possibility of customer dissatisfaction. The reliability dimension, which ensures timely delivery time after time, helps the service provider to meet the customer expectations fully at the lowest level of service expectations. The next service quality dimension is responsiveness. It is the willingness of the service firm's staff to help customer and to provide them with prompt service. The customers may have queries, they may have special requests, complaints, etc. In fact, each customer may have problems of his or her own, while the front-end employees may have been trained or equipped to deliver standardized services. The customer wants them to go beyond this limit. It is the willingness to help the customer or willingness to go that extra distance, that is what we call it as responsiveness. The second aspect of responsiveness is speedy response to a customer's request. When response is delayed, customer usually loses interest. Many sales representatives respond on the phone, I will call you back. The call is never returned. The customer draws his own conclusion about the quality of service and the likely service he is going to receive in the future. The third service quality dimension is assurance. It is defined as the ability of the company to inspire trust and confidence in the service delivery. It refers to knowledge and courtesy of the service firm's employees and their ability to inspire trust and confidence in the customer towards the company. This dimension is considered vital for services that involve high risk, as customers may not be able to evaluate all the uncertainties involved in the process by them. They are property developers or builders who provide a list of previous buyers of flats or apartments to potential buyers. The evaluation of construction services is beyond technical capabilities of most buyers. However, the prospective customers are free to call the previous customers. When prospective customers hear from them about the company and its satisfactory delivery, they feel assured and develop a more positive attitude towards the company. The next service quality dimension is empathy. What it means? It refers to the caring, individualized attention the service firm provides to each customer. When service provider put himself in the shoes of the customers, he may see the customer's viewpoint better. When customers feel that the provider is making his best effort to see their viewpoint, it may be good enough for most of the customers. Now, the last service quality dimension is the tangibles. It refers to physical facilities, equipment, and appearance of a service firm's employees. The job of the tangible and physical evidence of a service is multifunctional. When a patient in the waiting room of a clinic sees the doctor's certificate, he becomes aware of the quality of service he is about to receive. Tangibles provide the customer proof of the quality of service. These dimensions represents how consumers organize information about service quality in their minds. On the basis of exploratory and quantitative research, these 5 dimensions are found. These dimensions are relevant for banking, insurance, appliance repair and maintenance, securities brokerage, long distance telephone services, automobile repair service, and others. The dimensions are also applicable to retail and business services. Sometimes customer will use all these dimensions to determine service quality perceptions. At other times it is not possible. For example, in remote encounter such as an encounter with ATM, empathy is not likely to be a relevant dimension, and in an encounter such as scheduling a repair call, tangibles will not be relevant. So next we will move on to the causes of service quality problems. So what are the major problems in services are there which causes the service quality problems? There have been several reasons that has been put forth as explanations for poor quality service. The first is the inseparability of production and consumption and the labor intensity. The provision of service as distinct from the manufacturing of goods occurs in the presence of customers. Inevitably, as with any human encounter, problems do arise. The service employee may exhibit poor presentational skills, conduct himself improperly, and dress inappropriately. All of these and many more may influence the customer's perception of service quality. The intensive involvement of humans in service delivery will also have the potential to pose problems for quality. The second important reason for the service quality problem is inadequate services to intermediate or internal customers. The frontline employees is at the sharp end of the service delivery system. To execute the services effectively, the employees require proper support from further back in the organization. If they lack support, then definitely this will affect their performance, and whereby the quality of the service will come down. Then the next important reason for the service quality problem is the communication gap. So a good communication is the lifeblood of a healthy organization and its contact with customers. However, it is a problem of some magnitude and manifests itself in the following ways: failure to deliver promises made, failure to keep a customer informed, failure to communicate in a manner the customer can understand, and the last one, failure to listen. Now, the next problem is, in case of the service quality, is viewing customers as statistics. For a service organizations, there are often compelling reasons for offering a standardized service, not least of which are the efficiencies to be gained from treating a large number of customers in a standardized manner. For the customer, this approach to service delivery is often welcomed. By contrast, customization of the service seeks to recognize the particular needs of individual customers. Service organizations should be sensitive to how their customers feel about how they are treated. A remark made by a student perhaps exemplifies the issue. He said, "In my 2 years at college, not once did a lecturer recognize me by my name." So, the next service quality problem is the short run view of the business. Organizations take a short run view of the business when it comes to performance evaluation. Management is frequently required to meet targets on a yearly basis. The obsession inevitably becomes one of the cost reduction and productivity increases to meet a profit target. This is understandable, but it is detrimental to building a quality service in the longer term. So, these are some of the causes of service quality problems. Now, let us discuss how to improve the quality of service. So, improving the quality of service is very important, because unless and until we provide quality service, customers are not going to come towards our organization. They will not be attracted towards our organization. So, these are some of the suggestions which has been provided by experts to improve the quality of service. The first is identifying the primary quality determinants. What is the actual problem of quality that an organization has to assess, and once it is assessed, now the organization should work towards eliminating that problem. The second suggestion is managing the customer expectations. So, every customers, they are having their own expectations. Now, it is the duty on the part of the organization to manage that customer expectations, as well as to provide services beyond the customer expectations, so that the customers will be satisfied. Now, the third suggestion is managing evidence. That is, managing the physical tangible things, so that it gives an impression to the customers that the services are offered, the services offered are of great quality. Then educating the customers about the service. If the customers are well educated about the service, then delivering to them will be easy for us, as compared to the customers who don't have the knowledge about the service. That's why we may have come across that when we go to a hospital, if we get any injection, the nurse will say that, "Sir, it is a small injection," because they are educating the customer about what they are going to provide. Then developing a quality culture. So, a quality culture should be developed in the entire organization. So the service quality, it should be in the minds of everybody who is working in the organization. So we know very well in service organizations there are two categories of employees. One is called as frontline employees who are in touch, in contact with the customers, and there are some backline employees also, that is who are doing the services. For example, in a restaurant, the waiter, the steward, they are what we call it as frontline employees, whereas the cook, the dishwasher, they are the backdoor employees. But for the development of a quality culture in an organization that is such as restaurant, so everybody should concentrate on the quality, not only the frontline employees, but the backdoor employees should also concentrate on quality. The next suggestion given to improve the quality of service is automating quality. That is, if the services are provided through the use of machines, then there is a great chance that the services delivered will be of high quality. Similarly, the next suggestion which is given is following up the service quality information system. So it is very important, because once we are delivering the service, now we should follow up, that is, we should get the feedback from the customers about the quality of service. If there occurs any problem, then immediately we should take care of that, and we should try to resolve that problem as early as possible, whereby the customer will be happy that after the service also they are following up. Then in the next suggestion is employing the benchmarking wherever it is possible. You should have a benchmark. So unless and until you are having a benchmark for each and every employee, so the quality will not improve. Because once you have to give a standard, once you have to give a benchmark, and you have to request all the employees that they should follow that benchmark, and they should come over that benchmark. So whereby you can improve the quality. And the last suggestion is given is keeping track of internal cost, external cost, and quality maintenance cost. So all the costs are involved, and you have to keep track of that cost also, whereby what is the cost which actually goes for quality maintenance. So if the cost is less which goes to the quality maintenance, then you have to increase that cost, then you have to increase that quality standard by buying more machines, or by developing more infrastructure and more tangibles. So with these suggestions, you can definitely improve your quality of service in your organization. So now I will wrap up my today's presentation. We have discussed what is meant by service quality, what are the dimensions of service quality, then what are the problems in providing quality service, and how to improve the quality of service. So with this, I am concluding my today's lecture. Hope you might have understood today's lecture. We will meet you in the next lecture. So until then, happy day. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for joining.